Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Mickle. We begin in New York with a story that really is every parent's nightmare. The parents of 8-year-old Libby Kletsky of Brooklyn told the boy he could walk part of the way home from day camp by himself for the first time ever. But he never made it. Police say instead he got lost and asked the wrong person for help and ended up dead and dismembered. 35-year-old Levi Aaron, who lives in the same Orthodox Jewish neighborhood, is charged with killing the boy who's seen here walking in this surveillance video taken on Monday. Detectives say Aaron took the child to his apartment, but when a search started for the boy, he panicked and killed him.
Libby continued along 44th Street until he reached 18th Avenue, where he encountered Aaron and asked him for directions. There is no indication at this time that the victim was known to the suspect previously. It was just happenstance and a terrible fate for this young boy.
Authorities say this surveillance video helped lead them to Aaron yesterday. Police say when they stormed into his apartment and asked him where the boy was, he pointed to the refrigerator. That's where officers found some of the little boy's body. The rest was found inside a suitcase in a dumpster. And we're getting our first look at Levi Aaron as he's being walked into the police department. Aaron has no prior criminal record. He lived with his parents. Those who know him say he's quiet and keeps to himself. Others say he did spend time at playgrounds. Again, police do not believe he knew the boy. This is another nightmare for parents. Do you really know your babysitter? 21-year-old Tiffany Long of Gainesville faces child abuse charges tonight. Police say a mother came home early to find Long smothering the baby in its crib with a pillow. Venice Toussaint from our affiliate GTN has more on what happened.
She tells police she was just playing a game of peekaboo, but police say what 21-year-old Tiffany Long did to an 11-month-old baby girl under her care was no child's play.
The babysitter standing over the child with, an adult-sized pillow over the child's head.
Police say the child's mother, who knew Long for several months, employed her to babysit for a few hours while she was at work. The mother tells police she left work early and decided to come home, only to walk in and find her babysitter smothering her baby with a pillow. According to police reports, when the mother questioned the sitter, Long told her, "It's not what you think," and asked her not to call police. We spoke to the child's mother, who declined an on-camera interview, but tells us, quote, "I just want her far, far away from my kids and other kids." Others we spoke to in the area say it's a scary thought.
It's just horrible. You trust your children with people you leave them with, and you don't think those things are going to happen.
I would call the police and I would severely press charges.
The Department of Child and Families say child abuse is more common in Alachua County than many may think.
We get more than 1,000 reports a year of child abuse in Alachua County alone. And of those cases, physical abuse comprises at least a quarter of those cases.
She adds it's more prevalent in cases like this where the abuser is not related to the child. Police say parents should thoroughly screen all potential babysitters.
Because they're watching your most precious asset. They're not watching a piece of property. They're not watching, even money. They're watching your children, and there's no, there's nothing that you can trade for that.
Venice Toussaint reporting for INN News.
Also in Florida, the family of a toddler is demanding answers after the child was found dead outside his daycare center. The body of 22-month-old Dominic Andrews was found Tuesday afternoon outside that Florida Learning Center. While police work to determine exactly what happened, Dominic's family says they're heartbroken.
We're just trying to find out what's going on. I want to know. I think I deserve to know. I deserve to know what happened to that baby.
The owner of the daycare is not commenting on the incident. A private funeral was held today in Michigan for former First Lady Betty Ford. Her husband, President Gerald Ford, is buried in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Ford died Friday at the age of 93. Well, with the deadline looming, leaders in Washington are involved in some heated conversations about the federal debt ceiling. During yesterday's meeting, House Majority Leader Eric Cantor says he and President Obama squared off over the Republicans' call for a short-term extension of the federal debt ceiling. He says the president responded with, "Don't call my bluff."
The president sort of told the entire group that this is exactly what Americans think of as Washington at its worst. Washington catering to the base, catering to politics, putting their own political future ahead of doing important things and taking on the big issues.
Democrats and Republicans have locked horns over proposed tax increases and budget cuts in the measure. The president shows no sign of backing down. An agreement must be reached by the August 2nd deadline. If not, Washington will lack the money to pay its bills. Analysts say that could cause interest rates to skyrocket and the value of the dollar to decline. Well, this story affects 240,000 of you who drive trucks. Dodge Ram trucks are being recalled for a potential steering problem. Part of the truck's steering linkage could break during low-speed maneuvers and cause a loss of steering control to the left front wheel. The recall includes 2008 Dodge Ram Mega Cab 1500 4x4 trucks and Ram 25 and 3500 heavy-duty trucks from the model years 2003 through 2011. Chrysler will notify dealers whose trucks need to be inspected and possibly repaired. The repairs and the inspections will be made for free. Time for global news now. Officials have not singled out a group behind deadly attacks that rocked Mumbai, India yesterday. At least 21 people were killed in blasts that rocked the city. Dozens were hurt. The blast happened within minutes of each other in busy areas of the city during evening rush hour. One person was killed, 22 others were hurt after a bridge collapsed in eastern China. A tourist bus carrying 23 people fell off the bridge. That bridge is only 12 years old. The cause of the collapse is being investigated. Also in China, snow in July? You bet. Folks there were hit hard with heavy snow this week. About a foot of snow covered the streets, trapping some drivers and clogging traffic. Some people took a moment to enjoy the snowy scene, taking pictures in the wintry wonderland. A major medical advancement. Spanish surgeons performed the world's first double leg transplant with living limbs. The operation took 14 hours. The patient lost both legs below the knees in an accident. The patient was confined to a wheelchair and could not adapt to prosthetics. Doctors expect that man to start walking in water therapy in 2 months' time and supporting his own weight in about 3 months. And that's your Global News Now. And it's the play that has everyone talking and young soccer fans dreaming. Did you see it? In the semifinals, USA against France. USA tied 1-1 when Lauren Cheney with a corner kick. Abby Wambach takes the header for the go-ahead goal. USA would score again, winning 3-1 and advances to the finals for the second time since 1999. The team will play Japan on Sunday. We'll be right back.
The United States are in the World Cup.